Hey Scrappers, Tom from Rockaway Recycling, of course the home of the iScrap app, and I want to share a little insight of what we do with our team every year. We always talk about PPE, which of course is personal protective equipment. And one of the biggest things we talk about is gloves. So in front of me I have a bunch of different gloves, and these aren't here randomly. These have all been actually tested in a scrapyard multiple times, and we've gone through dozens of types of pairs of gloves over the last few years, and we're making this to show you why we use these gloves and kind of what we're using them for. So right off the bat, we always have our glove liners, we call them, right? If you're a mechanic, you use these all the time. We like these because they're not too thick, they're not too thin. Some of them are a little flimsy. These are not. We require our team to wear these underneath another pair of gloves, really to protect their hands. And I know a lot of you send pictures and stuff that you don't have gloves on, but this is one of the biggest things that we've seen making a difference both in work quality and safety wise. Now the next glove that we use, this is more of a warm weather glove. You can see it's a little thinner than some other gloves would be, but we like wearing this just because during the summer, during the spring, it's a nice tight fit, even with the gloves underneath. It still gives you really nice dexterity, gives you some good grip on there, so when you're working, taking things apart, whether you're stripping wire, using tools, you can still use all of your fingers in this way, and we kind of like this. Now this glove doesn't keep your hand very warm, but it's a great spring, summer, early fall type of a glove. We will also use these during the winter if we're working inside with heat. Next glove is kind of our all-weather glove. I know it says cold weather on it, but what we like about these, again, the grips on them. Really nice grip, they're pliable. A lot of the old school leather gloves wouldn't move, but these gloves you can slide them right on. Your fingers can still move all around. You can see that I can make a fist. You can still use tools, and these are nice because in the colder weather, if you're still using tools and you're outside, gives you dexterity, but really we found by having two gloves on, it gives us the ability to keep our hands warm, which means that we can continue to work in a really nice way. So just another glove that we use. This is more of a fall winter glove, but we will use this during the summer if we're doing air conditioners or anything that may have oil residue on them, because this rubber really protects it very nice, and it's a little bit of a cut-proof barrier on it as well, considering it wraps all the way around the finger. Fourth, and certainly not last, these are expensive winter gloves. Now these are leather palmed gloves, but what I want to show you before I put them on is what they look like inside. You know, they look fluffy like Santa's beard, and what's nice about them is, again, my fingers can move, I can make a fist. I might not have dexterity to be able to use something like a Sawzall, but if I'm just picking things up and moving them left and right, this gives me the ability to do it. And I'll tell you, my guys, when they use these, very often the inside of their hand will get sweaty because the moisture gets trapped under the latex glove, but that's a good thing, you know, because cold hands means you're not going to work nearly as efficient. When your hands are warm, especially when it's 25 or 30 degrees out, just gives you the ability. One thing I will tell you, these can range anywhere from 10 to 20 bucks a pair. So what we do is we will generally write our names on them. This way, if you're the one losing them, you know, someone else finds it. These are expensive gloves. These gloves that we talked about here, they're about 5 to 7 bucks a pair. These are about $4 to $7, and these we buy by the box, and sometimes we'll double these up if we're working with something or we know that it might be a little abrasive that we could get cut with. So just a couple of ideas. All of my work trucks have boxes of these inside them. It's a really good tool, and I've actually brought them into my personal vehicles because you never know when you're going to need a quick pair of gloves. I put them in a little Ziploc bag, which is something you can do when you're out there scrapping as well. So these are what we use at the yard. Hopefully you like it, and I'll scrap you later.